All right. Is this working? Hello. Hi. I have no idea if this is going to work, if you guys can hear me fine. This is really weird, and I'm very nervous because it took me a very long time to set all of this out, the better part of 2 days, and I have no idea how it's going to work. It's You are all guinea pigs to this new experiment, so welcome, and let me know if the audio is fine, if you can't see or hear properly, that kind of stuff. Give me the feedback, please. I would appreciate that because yeah, I think it will help. This is the first of, we'll see how many. We'll see if people are interested in watching me do crafting stuff, and yeah, I'm using this as a bit of a test. So, oh, there's a slight echo. Is the echo due to the room or is it due to something else? Please, yeah, please let me know if sound and stuff is a bit weird. Apologize for the slightly shit lighting. This is the best I could do. Today is quite rainy and it's kind of getting a little bit late, so the daylight isn't great. And then I try to use as many of my other lamps and stuff as possible, but I don't know if it's actually helping much. So lighting might um, decline as the day gets a bit darker, but we'll try to make it work. Hopefully you see. I'm also using my phone camera, which is hopefully a bit better than my webcam. So yeah, let me know if that works too. A slight echo due to the room. Okay, well that is not something I can improve. Well, I could. It will improve as I move around because right now I'm facing a wall, so that's probably why there's a bit of an echo. Expecting a grandbaby in late August or early September. Oh, congratulations, Sarah. I am today sewing a dress for a child. Not my child, I don't have children, but the niece of a dear friend of mine. So today the plan is to make a child size dress for a 9-year-old to be able to come and wear. And oh yeah, by the way, welcome to my sewing room, which is a spare bedroom slash partner's gym slash a bit of sewing in the corner there. I did my best to try to hide all the gym equipment because it's not very nice to see, not very aesthetic. But yeah, it's got like this actual gym workout mat, but that is actually quite good for cutting and sewing. So that's why I use this room, because it's the only room that doesn't have the dog involved and also has enough floor space that I can cut fabrics and so on. So today, what are we doing? Today, I am getting started on a dress, as I said, for a 9-year-old. I am going to replicate, well, not replicate, but I'm going to model it after this dress because this was not made by me, but a dress that we tried that fit last year and somehow fits this year as well. But the girl in question has grown quite a lot since she last wore this, so we will probably make the new dress slightly bigger. And I will stand and show you what it looks like. It's a simple linen dress with beautiful embroidery on the cuffs and things, on the cuffs and on the neckline. I don't know how to embroider yet, so I'm not going to do that, but I will at least do a dress. And yeah, sizing wise and measurements wise, I didn't actually take any measurements. I saw it on her, it fit, so I'm just gonna be lazy and replicate this. And we are gonna use this really pretty lilac color linen. Hi, Rune. What have you missed? Not much. I'm just explaining what I'm gonna do today. And yeah, in a couple of hours, I will be also streaming Valheim for something completely different. So that's going to be interesting. Also, I moved like half of my streaming setup in this room. So it's going to be really interesting to quickly switch over and bring everything back to the other room, which is my office where I game. So yeah, it will be interesting. I may have to do it without camera later because I don't know if I can move all the lights and everything on time. But we will see. Oh, it's for an actual person. I don't know why small human. I thought Haldor. why would I make a dress for Haldor, Canaris? Yes, that is a lovely, lovely linen that was picked out by my friend whose niece I'm doing this for. So I pre-washed it, hence why it's like all weird, but it's I didn't iron it because there's no point ironing. It's linen, it will get creased anyway. But yeah, it's a really nice color. And so for context, I'm doing this as part of my reenactment hobby. And oh, this is not comfortable. There you go. So I'm doing this as part of my reenactment group. What we do is 12th century Norman era, because we're based in England, so we cover the Normans. And my friend, who is the head of our local group, of the Reading group, is actually he's kind of high status. He's a noble, so he will basically portray someone who's quite rich, a Norman French, and as a result, he's allowed to have really fancy colors, like some of the walls that you see in the background, the red and the dark blues and stuff like that, because he can afford it. And so as part of this, his niece is going to come to one of the events that we will do very soon, and he's bringing her along, and she will be part of his family. So she also needs to be dressed, but also needs to portray a noble little lady. So she is allowed this beautiful purplish color because her family can afford it. So I wouldn't be allowed. I'm still a peasant, so I can't wear this nice purple, but she can. So we're going to make a dress out of that. Oh yeah, and also this is her underdress. So she is going to be wearing that underneath. And then last year, and on the thumbnail picture you might have seen, she's wearing a green wool dress. But now she's fancy enough that she could wear 2 linen dresses. So she's going to be wearing this linen underdress and then this new linen overdress or dress that I'm going to make. So yeah, so I am going to be sewing that. We will start with measuring and then tracing the different shapes I need to cut. And then I will go ahead and cut. And I have new toys that I'm really excited about. I have a rotary cutter it's like a pizza cutter, basically. Pizza cutter. So I have a rotary cutter, which should make things easier. So I don't need to like use scissors and it doesn't hurt the hands so much. In terms of construction, I will try to show you how those kind of dresses are done. By the way, let me know as I move and stuff. I know it's going to be a little bit noisy. You'll probably hear some every ambient noise. When the sewing machine will be on, it will probably get like really noisy and annoying. So I might mute if it's too annoying. But yeah, let me know how. Hopefully, you can still hear my voice clearly as I shuffle away from the camera and the microphone. But yeah, actually, let me angle this a little bit better so you can see. Does this work? Yes, this works. Okay. Hopefully my phone's not going to fall. So yeah, really simple in construction. The middle, the front and back panels are basically rectangles. So there's a seam here that you might not be able to see. So it's like 2 rectangles to which are attached some tubes, literally tubes. If I shuffle again closer, you can see it's like basically a tapered tube. And then under the arm, you've got this little diamond or little triangle. Whoop, too bright now. Hold on, let me move away the light. Probably better now. Oh, is it better? You see, I don't know if the camera's focusing properly. There we go. So these are the gussets, underarm gussets. And it's basically like little diamond shaped or little squares of fabric that allow for movement. Because you need to be able to move around your arm, and usually arms move upwards and downwards and like a little bit like that. Yeah, most medieval clothes have this construction, so it's like all rectangles and stuff, and with the underarm gusset. Nowadays, when you wear clothes, first of all, most of the clothes that you will wear are stretchy. The fabrics that we tend to wear with modern clothes are stretchy, so you don't have that much of a problem with things like kneading, that sort of thing. But also, the modern sleeves have a slightly different construction where they have kind of an S shape that is made to fit well around the shoulder and around the arm while still allowing for movement. So during medieval times, they were a lot simpler. They would just make those little underarm gussets rather than puffing around with S-shaped stuff, which I like because sleeves are always a bit of a pain to sew and attach. So yeah. And then to allow for some nice swoosh and some nice shaping, you have on the sides, I'll point that back down. You have on the sides, so from about the waist down, some triangles on the side, which are literally triangles that you attach, and that will flare out your dress. So these are called gauze, side gauze. You can have, usually you have 2 on the side. Sometimes you can also have some at the front and back, or just at the back and have 3. Depends how much floof you want on the dress and yeah, how much fabric you can spare, really. This is going to be a dress for a child, so I'm not going to bother putting too many side gauze and panels. I'm just going to do the 2 on the sides, just like this dress, and it should be nice and easy. So yeah, I think I'm going to get started with that and catch up on chat. What are people saying? So you think Gwen has a real life Haldor held captive in the basement? Yes, I do. He in the form of a dog, I guess. I have no idea. Wouldn't be surprised. What colors were most worn by each social class? Peasant, noble, and royal. That's a great question, Rune. Basically, during medieval times, the only way to get color was to dye fabric with, well, either you have the natural wool colors. So depending on the color of your sheep, you could get like brown or dark brown, lighter brown, white, whatever, cream color, depending on the sheep you get the wool from. So that's one way. Otherwise, you would dye your fabrics with natural dyes, and the way to obtain those colors is through various different plants and natural things that you can either forage or that kind of stuff. The most common and easy to obtain colors would be stuff that is easy to make with certain plants. So I would say probably yellows and greens and various shades of brown are pretty common. You could get some kind of pinks and oranges and reds with madder root, but madder root, depending on where you are in Europe and what time period, could be more or less easy to obtain. I don't think madder root would have been that common in, for example, if we speak of the Vikings, that would have probably traded that in. But yeah, and then for blues, you would use either woad, which is a plant, so you would use the leaves of the plant, or you could use indigo, but that would be trading from the Middle East and India, where you could get indigo. So depending on the kind of shades of blue and so on, it would be more or less difficult to obtain. For things like purple, it could be either overdyed with first like red and then blue, so madder, and then woad, and yeah, basically like paints, you mix them up and obtain a different color. Or you could use different types of dyes that would get you that purple, dyes that you can obtain through some insects and snails that you would crush to get the pigment out of. It's a bit gross. So cochineal, I believe, and I can't remember the other one. There's another kind of snail type thing that you could get from the Mediterranean. I think the Romans used it, and they would crush it to get that kind of the purple pigment, and you would need a lot of them. So it would be mostly the rich that could afford it, also because you have to trade that in. I think it is possible to obtain certain purples, like lighter purples, with lichen, which is a sort of like mix between an algae and a plant that grows in very specific places. There are some in England, but they are protected. So you cannot forage them, you can't take them because they take a very long time to grow. But I think I read somewhere that Vikings would use fermented lichen and a specific type to get some purples. But yeah, purple is notoriously difficult to obtain as a color, which is why in later medieval periods, there was what you might know as the sumptuary laws, which reserved certain colors for the elite, for either the clergy or for the, how do you call them, the noble. Or the royalty even, and purple was one of these colors that was reserved only for for royalty or very high class clergy. So yeah, but that came in a little bit after the 12th century. I can't remember exactly when, but not in our time period. So yeah, but anyway, in our society, reenactment society, we do tend to reserve purples to the very, very kind of people who portray elite, noble people or the clergy. Royal purple, exactly. That's where the term royal purple comes from. And hi, Abby. Cool. So share the feedback sheet after the stream. We'll fill it out. Yes. Well, let me know, Canaris, if there's any feedback. I'm happy to take the feedback as we go. If there's certain things that I can test and adjust today, things like sound and so on would be great. And that is a good solution for pure cotton clothes too, because they aren't as stretchy. Yeah, you're talking about the underarm gauze. Absolutely. Cool. Okay, so now I am going to literally start on my measuring and cutting. I need to get on with things. So I think I have, oh yeah, this fabric we got lots of, more than necessary, but because it's got stains on it, apparently when we bought it, there was stains on it. And when I washed it, I noticed the stains when the fabric was drying. So I need to spot them and try to not use the stained bits. So I'll just lay the fabric down and see how it goes. I need some light as well because I can't see. Maybe the stains have disappeared, or maybe it's only looking stained when can't see the stains. I feel like they were kind of around the middle, like slap bang in the middle. Let's see the other side. I don't see any stains, so maybe we're fine. Maybe we got loads of pretty fabric, and I might be able to make more than one dress. Yep, I don't really see the stains. Okay, I don't see stains, so that's fine. We will just crack on then. Okay, well, I will use this side of the fabric, and oh yeah, I need to measure this. Hi, tasty mystery meat. Sound is good. All right, that's good. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so I need to measure first the width. I measure tape. Some chalk to mark it. So first, I need to figure out how wide, and we're going to do things in centimeters and not inches because. Wait, no, actually, is it better to do inches? Yeah, because then I can plan my seams better. All right, we'll do inches. Okay, so 14.5 here. Seems to be 14. Oh, no, it's a bit wider here. So I'm going to take the widest measurement, which is 16 inches. And I think I'm going to add a little bit to that just to make sure that she can wear it still next year, although she'll probably grow out of it after this summer. But yeah, we're going to take 16. I'm going to add seam allowance on both sides. for when I sew it and sew the panels together. So I need to add, I'm going to try French seams, so I need to add a bit more than usual. But I'm going to go 18 just to be on the safe side, which should leave me, yeah, enough buffer. So first thing I need to do is essentially trace a 16-inch wide rectangle. Oh, the length, I didn't check the length. So yeah, so this underdress is actually too short for her, so I'm gonna have to add like a couple of inches at the bottom because it was a little too short for her. We could see her ankles. How shocking! 17 by Karis. It's weird that I don't have any holes in my socks. I must admit, I changed my socks because the first pair I was wearing were a bit worn out. So I put on my best socks just for the stream. Enjoy. Okay, so this dress is 41 inches long, but I need to add loads. So I'm gonna go and cut for 45 inches so that I've got plenty of space to do. Oh, maybe I will add more actually. How short was it? Like obviously I don't want it to be trailing on the ground, but I will be adding loads because it's once it's long, you can always cut it shorter, but you can't add to it if it's too short to start with. So this one is like 41 inches. I'm going to add like 5 inches to that. Is that going to be enough? And do 46. That hem is quite thick though, so maybe, yeah, I'll do 46. Hopefully that is enough. Or should I do more? Okay, I'll do 47. All right. 47. Arguing with myself is a big part of any crafting. How much did I say I would do here? 18. So 18 and 47. Someone needs to write down these measurements for me because I forgot my notebook and I can't be bothered to go get it. Welcome back. Welcome back, Karis. All right, let me. Can you hear my laptop? Might be hearing my laptop. Is it really noisy? Sorry for that, if that's the case. The stains in the fabric magically disappeared. Yeah, I think so. I am not going to complain about that because that means I can use more of it. That's wonderful. Okay. So what did I say? 17? No, 18. 18 and 47. 18, 47. I'm going to write it down somewhere. I wrote it on fabric using chalk. Yeah. So 18 and 47. So I will shuffle the fabric so that I can see. Oh wait, there's a stain here. Oh no. Okay. Ah, I saw the stain. Stains. Shame. They're here. They're on this side. Okay, so let's not use this side of the fabric then. Use that other side. Is this a stain or is this just weird lighting? Okay. All right. We will use the other side. So 47 and 18. So I'm using Taylor's chalk, which is basically just chalk. And it, well, I don't know if it's just chalk, but it's called Taylor's chalk. It's got this like fun, it looks like it's edible. and it's used for marking fabric, and you can easily take it off. So I find it much better than using. Some people use like pens or like pencils and stuff, and I've tried them before, and they don't mark as well as this. So yeah, that's part of my little sewing kit haul that I did recently. Since I'm going to be doing a lot of sewing in the next couple of weeks ahead of show season. All right, so that's 47, and then we need to do 18 wide. Keep marking. And 18 wide. Kind of weird to be doing that in silence. Usually I listen to music. Could put some music on, some like copyright-free music for streaming if people want to have some background music other than my laptop that sounds like it's going to take off. Let me know. Another thing that I should get myself is a ruler, because this would be much easier with a ruler. But I am not a smart person, so I forgot to get that. 15. Problem with linen is it gets distorted really easily. So sometimes it's a little tricky when trying to cut straight lines, and then it looks like it's a straight line, but the fabric is wonky, and yeah. Okay, so I've got my first triangle. What's everyone saying? No laptop noises being picked up. Oh, cool. 1847. Thank you. Later you can scroll. Taylor's chalk is awesome. Yes, it looks like you can eat it. It can't. Oh. I actually bit a bit of. Ugh. Okay. Do not do that. Do not do that again. I can put some music on. Yeah, I could. But first, I'm going to do all the stuff that needs me to focus, because otherwise I will get confused. So what I will do to make things a bit more efficient is, if I can, I will fold the fabric here and cut the two front and back pieces in one go. But then the problem is, if I do that, then kind of harder to cut. No, okay, I will do it. Let's see. Let's make sure that the other side doesn't have stains as well. This looks okay. So I need to fold right on the line that I just traced, and I will cut 2 in 1. It's here. The good thing with linen is you can basically flatten it with your fingers and it will mark it, because it's like using your fingers as irons. Yeah, and I'm gonna use my pizza cutter, but I should probably use the cutting mat underneath, because if I cut through this black mat, someone's going to be really unhappy. I will use my cutting mat and just move it around. That's small. This is the cutting mat. Hey, Cool. So I think that is probably more or less aligned as it can be. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So start with that end. Okay. Dun dun dun. This is the most nerve-wracking part of any sewing project, is when you need to cut into the nice expensive fabric and you're super scared of making a mistake, and that's usually where I start triple, quadruple checking all the measurements. So I will do that now, but I will mostly just check that this is definitely wider than the other dress, and it is. Okay, fine. Let's do this. So I'll just basically cut along the other fabric, and I will cut the one that's underneath. Oh, I think I didn't go far enough. Oh no. Okay. Oh, it lodged. This is weird. All right, out. Ah. Okay. I don't know how hard I need to press on this to make it cut. I think it's fine. Okay. Mat, shuffle it along. Oops. Oh, something happened. I lost a light already. Oh, okay. That's odd. Let's move it there. Works. The full Gwen, come on, you have to be like a carpenter. Measure once, cut 4 times. No, you have to measure 4 times and then cut once. I don't pin the fabric after lining. Not really, because it doesn't slip or anything. So it's linen, so it doesn't. It's fine. If I can cut corners and make things quicker, I will. So would pre-ironing the fabric help with alignments and straighter cuts? Probably yes, but can I be bothered? Nope. So I'm lazy. I will do whatever's quicker. And it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, I will be pinning it and like sewing in a straight line. So even if the edges are a little bit wonky, it doesn't matter, because they'll be hidden in the hems. So yeah, cool. So I will carry on down there. Yeah. Oh, that's my cutter. Okay, I need to move the mat sideways here, and then cut that last bit, and then I'll have to open it up and then cut again on the line. But I must admit, this is much quicker than doing it with a scissors. So I quite like that. Also, I could change the webcam setup as well to be this, if you guys want, if you want to see more what's happening. Oh, I don't know if the camera quality is good. Is good? Is it good or is it a bit shit? Let me know. Let me know how the resolution is. Okay, here I'm cutting through 2 layers of fabric, so oh, look at that. That's satisfying. Cool. All right, now I have to open this up and do it all again. Whoa, what's the whoa for? Pinning along the lines, not to the base. No, because I marked the fabric, so I'm just following my marking lines. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'll put this fabric to the side. Oh no, look, it's still attached. So now I need to put again on that central line to get my 2 panels. I'll probably start again from the end. Why? In my head, it's easier. Okay. Satisfying cut, yeah. It is quite satisfying when it all works out. All right. I feel like I do need music. Unless you guys want to embrace the silence. I might go check out what music options there is on Stream Beats. Copyright free stuff. Pretty decent. What kind of music would you want to have? Like some lo-fi stuff, some like energetic stuff. It's mostly electronic music, but lo-fi tends to be. Oh no! Look, made a mess. Ah. Okay, this rotary cutter might be not great for small little details and stuff. Power metal. I'm not sure they have that copyright free. Also, not quite the relaxed sewing vibe. EDM, because why not? Yeah, I do like electronic music. The new full view camera is better. And a straight line. Yeah, I mean, it's all thanks to this, to be honest. Almost as satisfying as popping the stone ore in Valheim. Yeah. Polka. Polka music, that would be interesting. All right, so we've got our front and back bits. Oh, there we go. So the edges that are all frayed, these ones, I'm just gonna leave them at the bottom and I will just recut them or sort them later. And we will use the nicely cut bits at the top as the front and back. And yeah, and then next we will be cutting the other pieces. I need to figure out the arms and the sideboards. So for the arms, what I typically do is, again, lazy person, I don't take measurements. I just take an existing thing that fits and trace based on that. And the arms are basically nothing more soothing. Yeah, I will get a copyright strike if I put some actual non-copyright free music, so I am a little bit limited in my choice. Yeah, so for the arm pieces, it's basically one piece of fabric. I don't know if you can see it. I'll shuffle closer. Why is this keeps turning off? Hello, light. I need you still. Thank you. Right. So this arm piece is, I don't know if you can see very well, but there is no seam at the top. It's just one big piece that's just attached or sewn in a tube at the bottom of the arm. So I need to basically measure this and then double it to make the arm tube. And it's not quite a tube, as you can see. It's like it's thinner at it's tapered. It's thinner at the end compared to here. And my light went off again. I don't know why. Yeah, so we are going to try to mimic that shape a little bit, and then we'll add the little underarm gusset as well. So now I need to figure out which bit of fabric I can use. And I try to be efficient with my fabric. So there's quite a big piece here. There is a stain somewhere here though, so we need to be a little bit careful about how we use that. So I could either use this piece that's kind of attached to the wrist as I could use it for the sideboards, or I could try to use it for the arms if the arms are thin enough. So let's see what I can fit in this. So for the arm, I need basically, oh, my leg's starting to hurt. I need basically just double this, and I can flip it over. And she's got really tiny arms, so that should be quite easy to fit in here. So what I will do, and I can probably fit two of the arms in the length as well. Yep. Okay, so what I usually do is I fold the fabric, and then I'm trying to get closer. So I usually fold the fabric and try to arrange it so I can basically fit the whole arm. And on this piece I can, so I will basically trace that, add a little bit more seam allowance. And someone has to keep me honest on the time, because okay, I can still go for another 2 hours. That's good. Hopefully I can actually get to the sewing bit quite soon. Cool. So I am lining up the top of it. So I folded the fabric in two so that we've got our arm piece. And I'll basically do a contour of it and then cut that, and that will be the arm, the sleeve. So here I'm lining it up at the top. I am gonna make it slightly longer as well, because again, she's a 9-year-old who is probably gonna have a growth spurt between now and in a month's time when she needs to wear this. So I'm gonna make things a little bit bigger, just in case, and just to allow for growth. Where's my chalk? Oh, there it is. So if we start and actually flip that, and I will move that a little bit closer to the edge here while leaving enough seam allowance at the top. I'm really gonna erase that and cut that. Maybe I'll keep it soft. Okay. Then at the top here on the shoulder piece, I want to be adding, get closer, let me shuffle closer. Yeah, so at the top here, I want to be leaving at least an inch or so for seam allowance, and just to be able to do nice, neat hems and reinforce that. And then what I will do is I will cut from, where's the on bit, yeah, from around there. put that back. I have to kind of try to ignore this piece because this piece doesn't exist on the arm bit. So the arm goes actually like this. I don't know if you can see. If I tilt the phone too much, it's going to fall. Right. Then here I want to be leaving enough seam allowance, so I will take about an inch or 3/4 of an inch. Should I do more? Do I need to do more? Let's think. I want to do French seams with this, which means I need to leave more. Okay, I'm going to go cut quite wide and just like follow this shape with enough space. And then I'm going to make this quite long here because you can always cut shorter, but you can't add fabric once it's cut. Yeah, so that's one arm piece. So I will cut this one piece and then I will use that as a pattern to cut the second piece. Easy peasy. And then with the scraps here that we'll have, I will basically we'll cut the little underarm gusset in the non-stain bits to use as much of the fabric as possible. Okay. Keep the stain when it saves someone's trouble. Well, I mean, it's a dress for a child, so I don't have hopes for it staying unstained for very long. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, if I'm making something new, I will try to make it without too much stain. Like a refresher of fashion classes. Okay. All right. So we'll get a little bit quicker with our cutting here. Oh yeah, I forgot that it's 2 layers of fabric, so I need to actually put in some weight. Right. That works. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Last line. Try not to cut my fingers or cut too close. Oh damn. I need to cut a bit wider on this. Oh, I'm not on the line. I'm misjudging. I'm misjudging terribly. Oh, well, good thing I left lots of seam allowance because this thing is kind of hard to know where the blade is. Oh, it's falling apart. What the fuck? No, look at this. Look at this. What the heck? How did this fall apart already? I've been using it for like literally the first time. What? Well, that's a bit shit. Well, yes, if you wondered, my sewing sessions are pretty much like my gaming sessions. Chaotic, full of fuck-ups, and yeah, so this blade thing just fell off. I think it was probably not screwed on properly, but oh crap. Not sure where all the bits go though. Oh, I'm guessing that bit should go. Yay, sewing with a pen. Sewing with Gwen involves repairing faulty equipment. That's a bit rubbish. So I think that thing should be probably there. Safety checks were skipped. Yeah, probably. I'm definitely going to cut myself before the end of the stream. That is probably going to happen. Interesting thinking about this. Imagine how hard it would be to with children with the amount of growth involved. No presents were hurt making this video. Well, we'll see. Plus, scissors are pretty decent. Yeah, I bought new scissors, so might try those. What do you expect from the leader of the Chaos Crew? I know. Well, it had a good run of about 10 minutes. Try not to cut myself, or so tightening it as much as I can. I didn't cut myself. It's fine. My hands are fine. Okay. I think I'll call it. No, it's too tight now. It doesn't actually spin. What the fuck? I'm doing this all wrong. I'm doing this all wrong. I am definitely not an engineer. So, as you can tell, yeah, I put the rubber bit on the wrong side. It needs to be on the other side, I'm guessing. Probably. Yeah, because this needs to glide. That makes sense. We need a death count for the video. Might need one. Please don't bleed out on stream. Oh, well. It will be a... It wouldn't be a Gwen stream without death or blood, I think. Okay, I think I can't tighten it too much because then it doesn't glide properly. Oh. But then I'm worried that if it's not tight enough, it will fall apart again. Okay, let's see how this goes. This seems to be working. All right, we can resume. Cool, so second sleeve. And no, don't worry, I will not bleed on you. You must have a backup. Yeah, I've got scissors, but I'm also very stubborn, as you know, and I will not be defeated by a stupid plastic cutter. So I will use it until it falls apart again, and then I'll put it back together again and fight it until I win, because I'm a stubborn bitch. Okay, so we've got our first sleeve. Now I'm just stressing out that it might be too small. No, it's not too small. Look at those tiny arms. Kind of cute. Oh, this is going to be really long. Is it going to be wide enough? Yeah, she's got stick arms. She's a little skinny girl. Cool. So we need to make a second one of those. So I need to check for stains and then fold it again. Make sure it fits. What's happening? Hello. Hi, Sally99. Testing on the legs. Yeah, on jeans. Jeans are strong. You can use them for anything. I'm getting anxiety watching you handle that thing. This is their safer. Gwen, bonus points for fixing the cutter. Extra points if it still works and doesn't fall apart again. Yeah, I hope so. I'm giving everyone anxiety with it. It's fine. I'll be fine. I've never actually hurt myself too much doing sewing. Only needles, like poking myself with needles, but And then shredded, yeah, shredded jeans is a fashion thing. Exactly. And Sally99, hi, was listening to Pod Home when I saw the stream and had to pause to watch instead. Ah, oh, needle binding. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. If you have crafting stuff to do, definitely join, sew or knit along. First time. Yeah, other people do pay good money for paws and jeans. Serious question. Have you done the process of making cloth, as in weaving cloth? No, I have not. I've never weaved. I don't know how to spin either. I could learn, I think, at shows. There's always a lot of people who weave and spin. So I could learn that process. At the moment, I want to experiment more with dyeing first. And once I feel like I've got a good handle of that, maybe I'll start spinning and weaving. But it sounds like quite a tedious process, so I don't know how much I'll get into it. But I want to try it just to see how it's like. But if I do it, I'll do the historical way, which is like spinning wool, like actual wool fleece, into threads with a drop spindle, and then weaving is using like those big things where you have to like weave the fabric through, and that seems to be taking, it takes a long time, so I don't know if I'll do that. I do want to try tablet weaving though, because it's at a much smaller scale, but yeah, to be fair, I would have probably cut myself many times already. Nah, no, I wasn't too voodoo. Oh, because of the needles. That would be a good stream, the coloring. Yeah, I mean, if I do manage to do it, to get good at dyeing, I would definitely do videos about that, because it's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting to see what different colors you can get. But yeah, all right, let's cut that sleeve. That's gonna fit. Yep. Okay. Oh, no, I managed to avoid this thing. Fine. Oh, sorry for the poor lighting. The loom, yes, that's the word. Thank you, a loom. Lighting is really bad. Well, I think it will be better when I move over to the other. Oh, wait, maybe I can do this. That'd be better. Kind of. Okay. Maybe I was pressing too hard on it, and that's why it fell apart. Maybe I shouldn't press that hard. But then if I don't, it doesn't seem to be cutting through the second layer, so. Oh. I'm trying to cut through 4 layers. Line it up a bit better. Ooh. It's cutting. Why are you not cutting? I curse ye, rotary cutter. I was told you were good, but you're not. God damn it. Okay, that's it. I give up. Scissors. It's too messy. Plus, the sound that scissors make cutting fabric is quite satisfying, so I don't think you guys can hear it, but quite nice. Is this sewing ASMR? Maybe I should stop talking to let you enjoy the noises. Oh, we've got our 2 arms. Yay! Next, I'm gonna make little gussets using this. This is scrap fabric, and I'm not even gonna measure it. I'm gonna eyeball it because that's how I do everything. It's about something like that. But I need to cut wider than that. That's more or less the shape. Maybe I need to move this a bit closer so you can see better. You guys see better? Don't want to be pointing the camera at my crotch though. Right, let me see the little losange. I need to add a bit more seam allowance because it was a bit small. I need to find a way to make the chat letters a bit bigger because I can't see them from where I am on the screen. I have to go get closer to the laptop to be able to read you guys. Voila, one underarm gusset. I need to make a second one now. Stain. Stain. We'll make the second gusset right here. And this one I will pin because that will make things easier. I also check. Doesn't coloring take a lot of time when letting it soak? Yes, it does. It does, which is why I couldn't really do it on stream. I would need to make a video out of it. I think well-made tools shouldn't break apart in your hands. That's a good point. And what I shared with you a while back, I'm ordering next week the R13. Oh, is that like computer stuff? I keep worrying when Gwen will hurt herself by the way she's handling the tools. Nah, I'm fine. Those scissors are R class scissors. Is it a rond or square? It's a losange type. I see very size crafting. Yeah, so it's this shape. It's not quite a. How do you pronounce it? Losange. In French, it's losange. I don't know. I think it's lozenge. But it's not quite. It's not a. It's not a square because it needs to be a bit longer, so it will fit like this vertically under the arm, so that it allows for stretching upwards more than sideways. So yeah. And I will pin this one just so that I don't move things around too much. Yeah, that should be enough. And yeah, no, they are. They're fabric scissors. They're just ergonomic. I guess they've got like a nice grip. I've got other like more old school ones, but they hurt my hands after a while. So, which was a reason why I got the rotary cutter, because I thought it would be less straining on the hands if you have to cut through a lot of fabric. But yeah, I mean, this one keeps falling apart, so maybe not. Plus, I'm not sure how the rotary cutter would do through cutting through wool. Probably not very well, because wool is thick. This is linen, so it should be easy peasy, but if it was even struggling with linen, maybe not the best. Listen to this, so satisfying. Okay, so we've got those two little pieces. So we've got all the arm pieces, and then I could cut the side gauze now, or I could start sewing and then cut them later. But since we're doing cutting stuff, maybe I should get on with cutting them. So I will put these aside, and I will figure out how big the gauze need to be. So for that, as usual, not an exact science, I will be probably lining it up with the front and back pieces I already cut, and then basically just eyeballing how high the gauze need to come. And then they seem to be not too wide, but this is an under tunic, so it doesn't need to be very swooshy. But what I will do is I will make them wider for the overdress, because that way she's got a bit more swoosh. And also it seems like there's, I don't know if it's from her wearing it or from the other kid, because this was a second hand one and that was worn before by another kid. The bottom bits of the seams seem to be quite stretched, and I suspect it's because when kids are running around trying to make big movements, if this is not wide enough at the bottom, it will just pull and stretch the fabric. So I'll probably try to make the side gauze quite wide, again, to allow for more movement. Or alternatively, but I will probably need to check if I'm allowed to do that, I might add a third gore at the back. But we will see. For now, I need to take a quick bio break. So I shall be right back for more cutting in an instant. What is everyone saying? Rhombus has worked with fabrics when tools used to be cast iron. Yeah, no, that would be a bit painful. Scissors should be sharp enough. They don't have to constantly squeeze on them as often. Well, yes and no. Usually on other types of fabrics, yes, but I'm always scared with stuff like linen that if it catches, then it will kind of rip through the fabric. And then if the threads are all ripped, then that's bad news. So, but let me test. Putting test. Yeah, it's not, it's just ripping through the fabric. Yeah, it's not doing a nice clean cut. So maybe I need to sharpen those scissors a bit more. Yeah, to more cutting. Where is my... I've put the tools away from the ground so that I don't step on them. And yeah, I will be right back. I'll put the holding screen on for now. I'll be back in a sec. I'm back. All right. Should I try to figure out that music thing then? What do you reckon? Also, I grabbed the snack because it wouldn't be a Gwen stream without me eating, would it? And I was a bit hungry, but there was not much left. All I have is some Japanese biscuits and some Japanese Kit Kats, the pink ones. So I will eat that. Yeah, should I try to figure out music? It would be kind of nice, wouldn't it? Have some ambiance music. First snack. So it's a kind of different vibe from usual, isn't it? Like pretty chill, I think. What's everyone thinking? Are you enjoying this? You're allowed to say it's not enjoyable. That's fine. A bit less chaotic than the usual type of content, I guess. Right, I want to show you these biscuits because they're just so pretty. Look at this. Look at this. Well, let's see if I can turn on that stupid light that keeps turning off. Oh, no. Look at this. It's a biscuit, but it has a pretty drawing on it. And they're really yummy. Very realistic graphics, I know. I almost don't want to eat them because they're so nice, but they're made to be eaten, so I shall. I'm a lot less nervous now. Yeah. I think so far all my setup is working. Hopefully the microphone is pretty good too. It's not my usual microphone because that one is clamped to the desk and I was not willing to change things around that much. But hopefully this one is decent enough. I know it does pick up some background noise, but hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, with all the testing of the different setups, all the new, how do you call them? All the new stream layouts, all the testing of the audio, of the video, setup of the camera and everything. It took me the better part of the last 2 days to set this up. So that's why it took me a while to actually get started with this stream. But yeah, and I really hope that my phone battery is going to last for the rest of this. If not, I do have like a backup webcam that I can switch to. But yeah, the quality on this is a little bit better. Plus this one I can move around where the webcam I can't. So yeah, I do need to fix my lighting situation though. Even in when I stream like for gaming in the office, the lighting is so bad. I mean, the webcam is not very good, but I think it's mostly the lighting that is making it really difficult to watch. So yeah, I need to invest in good lighting. It looks like a coaster. Yeah, kind of. It's really thin. Yeah, I agree. Kind of looks like a coaster. It's so good though. Japanese pastries are the best. Good stuff. Okay, where was I? I need to do the side course. Okay. Yeah. And less yellow light. More like white light would be better. Right. Let's revert back to this. Drink water. No, I was going to sort out the music situation, wasn't I? Biscuit made me lose track of things. All right, so for that, I need to use The stream delay made it seem like my graphic comment was about the biscuit. It was a joke about how different this stream is from your regular streams. Ah, I see. But this biscuit did look like a coaster too. Oh no, you mean the graphics one? Very very realistic graphics. Yes. Yeah. Indeed. Okay, so I have my AirPods on, which means I should be able to listen to music and also have it come out of so connected. Okay. Let's see if that's working. Can I hear? I cannot hear. You lied to me, computer. Why you lied to me? Ah, there we go. Maybe. Nope. Why can I still not hear? That's odd. Comedy is best when explained. Yeah, sometimes the delay and also the delay in me checking out the chat doesn't help. Stream beats. Let's see. Put some lo-fi stuff on. That's kind of agreeable for everyone. Let's see. Do they have playlists? They do. Playlist. Or maybe I listen to just a whole album. I thought they had playlists. Where do I see playlists? Playlist. There we go. Oh, there's a rock playlist. House, hip hop, chill step, whatever that is. Is that dubstep but chill? There's a drum and bass one. Ah, nice. Okay, I'm gonna try that one. See how drum and bassy it is. Probably not very. Okay, so it's not playing through my AirPods, which is odd. Or is it? What am I hearing? Yeah, I don't know why it's here. No. The AirPods. Yeah, man. 10 likes. We're on the double digits. Yeah, thank you for liking. Bear with me while I try to connect my AirPods, which don't seem to want to cooperate. They were working earlier. Well, they're not working now. Stupid Apple technology. Hate it. What do you mean? It's supposed to be playing now. Why is it not? It says it's connected. I may go and get my actual headphones if this is not working. Again, the stubbornness doesn't let me move on. This is really weird. Oh, is it because it's trying to connect with my phone instead? Maybe I need to turn off the Bluetooth on my phone. It says it's connected there though. Come on. Oh, is it trying to play it through my... Why is it not actually playing now? What is going on here? Spotify can't play it right now. What do you mean, Spotify? Is it my internet connection that's struggling? Oh, maybe it's my laptop that's about to burst. Really, laptop? You can't handle camera and music? Oh, you made soup. Oh, and no meat in it. Oh, I do like a good soup. So I am not sure why this is not working, and it's pissing me off. Let's see, can I try to turn off the Bluetooth here so it doesn't interfere? Mm. Ow, oh, that was my knee that clicked. I'm so old. Okay, well, I don't know why the AirPods don't want to connect with the computer. It's a bit annoying. So I may need to go without, or get my headphones, which apparently only have half battery. Yeah, I really want to listen to music though now. All right, the last attempt with the AirPods before I give up. Hmm. Nope. AirPods say no, and I think I know why. I think it's because of OBS. You did hear my my knee pop. Hi, Jeremiah. Yeah, it's not good, is it? I'm so old. Okay, I give up on the AirPods. Rubbish things. I think I know though. I think it might be because of this thing. Because I had them as backup mic. Okay. I know I said last attempt, but it really annoys me when something doesn't work as intended. And I'm quite stubborn with that. So let's see. Last attempt to connect them. Says connected. I think I screwed it because I connected them to I connected them to my to OBS to use as backup microphone, and I think now I don't know why the sound output is all screwed up. So I'm gonna get my headset, and that should be a breeze. Hopefully, we'll be right back in a second. Let's see if this Bluetooth technology will work. Oh. Ah, there we go. Non-Apple product, and it works straight away. All right, finally, let's test the music. Spotify is struggling. Why does it not want to play? Maybe I need to use the web player. I don't know why the app is not working. We will sort this. Spotify. Web player. I know the history behind the Bluetooth symbol. It's quite a nice, it's a Viking era. Is it a Harold as well? Harold Bluetooth? I feel like it was a Harold. They're all Harolds. Let's see, is this working? Ah, the web player is working. Perfect. All right, so we said we would try, what was it? I wanted to check out the drum and bass, but we can try some lo-fi as well. I'm curious about the drum and bass. I will test it, and I will let you know when the music is supposed to be on for you. Ah, okay. It's not really drum and bass. Kind of is, but it's pretty. Okay, we're gonna go for some chill stuff. Lo-fi, synthwave, or lo-fi? Should we do lo-fi? What's ambient? Morning dew, serenity. Harold Bluetooth. Yeah, I knew it was a Harold. They're all Harolds. Oh no, that is way too relaxed. I'm gonna fall asleep to that. All right, let's do lo-fi, shall we? Oh no, lo-fi is too chill. Hype tracks. No, that's going to be a bit too much. What's hi-fi? Oh, Otter Funk. All right, I like that. Okay, it's groovy. I like it. Okay, let's go for the groovy stuff. Let me turn it on the... Oh, wait, is it not going to work on the desktop now? Because I've got it on my headset. Ah! You guys can't hear it now. Fuck. When I tested it with the AirPods earlier, it worked. Now I hear the music, but you don't. Ooh, I could try. I feel like this is probably not the time to try this, but again, I shall not be defeated. Let me quickly Google it, unless someone wants to Google on OBS how to get the audio to come out both on a headset and on the desktop. All right, well, let me know if someone is able to find out how I can do it so I can hear it on both. Although, let me try something. So you guys hear that desktop sound, but some reason you're not hearing the music that's playing. That should be working. That's a weird thing. It should be showing up. Maybe I need to restart OBS. I'm scared that if I do that, it's going to ruin the whole setup. Oh, wait, you hear it now. You hear music now. You hear it, right? Yeah, you should be hearing it. Yeah, so it just needed stuff to catch up, I guess. Oh, cool. Okay, well, that's sorted. Although I don't really like that track, so I'm gonna hop to the next one. Cool. So this is from Stream Beats, which is by Harris Heller, who's quite a big streamer, and he composes music for other streamers to use copyright free, which is a really cool thing to do. So thank you, Harris. Oh, nice, funky. So at least we've got some background music. Let me know if it needs to be a bit lower. Is it a bit too loud? Hopefully it's not too loud. I want to see some pink Kit Kats. These are Japanese strawberry Kit Kats and they smell so good. They're really tasty. A bit melted though. Okay. Let's resume our sewing. Music is good. Hopefully it stays at a good level for you guys. Oh, wait, it's gone again. The heck? Does it dip in and out? Now it's showing. Very strange. Hey, Erica. Welcome. The cheesecake Kit Kats. I've not tried them before. I just noticed as well, the chat up here is probably not very visible. Does it need to be bigger? Where's my mouse gone? Is it easier to read if it's bigger? Look. Can you guys see? The chat is not very easy to see. I will fix that another time. I think it's because of the background. If it wasn't a dark background, it would be okay. but we will make do. All right, so I need to cut the last pieces and start sewing. Lost the music. It should be back now. It keeps dipping in and out. It's kind of weird. No idea why. All right. Let me see. Good. Everything is working as intended. Seems so. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick, because if you like watching Valheim content, here's 2 people that you should definitely go and follow. Okay, cool. So let's go back to our sewing. So I was gonna measure roughly how big the side gauze need to be and take care of that. So I'll do this light to be kind of pointing there. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. This music is kind of, it's a bit funky. Release the light. I'm gonna move that way over there. I think it will look better-ish. I think it's better. Is it better? Yeah. Ish. Okay, it's less yellow. No, maybe it needs to be at the front. Ooh, jazzy. Okay, I think that works. Right, so I had my front and back pieces. So let me actually move this away. It's like elevator music, I like it. So what did you miss? You missed me setting up music and finally managing after 20 minutes of faffing around and eating snacks. So we've got a front and back pieces, and then the reference dress. What I will do, just to check like how high the gauze need to come to align with the waist, I'm just going to use this as a reference and mark where the waistline is, and it seems to be around here. So I'm going to mark that, because I can see where the triangle meets the side of the dress is around here. So I'm going to mark that, and I will, I'm lazy, so I'm going to do that rather than trying to measure and mark. Work smarter, not harder. So yeah, so that's where the waistline needs to be. Therefore, I need to find a long piece that I can cut, starting from there all the way down. And we have tons of fabric, so that shouldn't be an issue. I still want to be quite efficient with my fabric though. So the problem with this bit is that there's some stings somewhere. We probably shouldn't be using that bit. Plus, I do want to make it a bit wider, as I said. And for that, I should actually measure how wide I want the gauze to be. So currently, these ones are 7 inches. I'm probably going to do 9 inches, maybe? 9 inches plus the seam allowance. So I'm going to cut like 11. That's going to be real swishy. So 11 wide, so I'm not sure I could fit it. Oh, just about. Needs to be a triangle as well. No, I can't fit it on this piece, plus it's the bit that's stained anyway, so I should find another piece. That bit is the bit that is a bit stained. I'm gonna avoid that. I'm gonna put it on the other side. What I'm doing now is I'm just lining it up to the end of the dress. DJ Jazzy. I know. Oh, you lost the audio again. What the heck is going on with the... Oh, no, it's back. Oh, I know what it is. It's some of the limiters, audio limiters and stuff, that filters I've put. Hold on. It's a noise gate, I think. Let me deactivate that. That should be a bit better. I'm gonna deactivate actually all this stuff because otherwise the sound's gonna come out weird. Okay, that should be a bit better. Cool, so I'm gonna use this bit here. And the triangle needs to come all the way to here. And I need to somehow make a neat-ish triangle. That's how long did I say? 11 inches wide. So I need to measure the 11 inches down here. I can move this now. Put my rectangles away. Oops, chalk. Oh no, I lost my marking. What the heck? Oh, I moved the fabric the wrong way around. Oh, that's weird. Why did the rhythm change so much in the song? Or was I just not paying attention? So 11 at the very bottom. And then I need to, I will need to actually measure how long this is going to be. 33. And over on here. And I need this to be 11. Half of that. So that's our middle point. Now I need to trace a straight line. Probably going to use the map as a ruler. This is going to go terribly. Don't mind. Let's see. I should really get a ruler. Lines. Do it. All right. Like video game music with the bleeps and bloops. Voila! I've made a straightish line. What I'll do is I'll probably cut that bit, then fold it in half, and then cut the other bit. Make it symmetrical. Should I try to use the rotary cutter again? I'll try one last time. England already has a ruler. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to try the rotary cutter again. If it goes terribly, if it's breaking down again, then I will default to scissors. It's not cutting. Did I put the blade the wrong way? No, blade should. Okay, that'll work. Voila. It's jolly music. Okay. So, one side is done. I'm gonna fold it and pin it to make the second one. Where's my pin? All right. It is pretty jolly music, isn't it? This is a straight-ish angle, and it is. Doesn't really matter if it's not completely straight. It's linen anyway. It just ends up stretching, taking a life of its own. So it's not precision work. This is why I would never be a fashion designer. Take way too many shortcuts. Plus, I never actually learned how to sew properly, like all the methods and things. Just mostly self-taught. I'm probably doing lots of things wrong, and people who are good at sewing probably watch this and scream. But if it works, it works. All right, rotary cutter, pizza cutter for fabric. Yeah, exactly that. Although you missed a funny bit earlier where it just like completely broke apart. Ah, ow, pin. Yeah, it just completely just broke. The blade just fell off and I was like, oh great, this is the first time I use it properly. So that's great. Didn't even last one use. Not too bad though. Okay, I think I've got myself a triangle. Let's see. Got a bit wide on the second bit, but happy little accidents, yes. Voila! One side gold, yay! Yay! Now to make a second one. I think for the second one, I'm just going to pin it to the fabric and just cut straight from that. And we'll use the same bit. Just pin it the other way so that I don't need to cut one side. Hi, Dwayne! Welcome to this different type of stream. It's funny to see all the same people who usually watch my Valheim streams. I was wondering if people would join that, given the content is very different. I was also wondering if new people would join. Not really advertise this, to be fair, because it is a bit of a test for this first one. Okay. I think it's mostly lined up. It's a light a bit too bright, but you can't see. easier to see now, less of a reflection. For how lazy you are, you're surprised I haven't learned clothing origami for cuts. Yeah, I kind of do a bit of it, but then I'm not very good with geometry and just like that kind of stuff, so my brain easily gets confused if there's too much like folding involved. Also why I'm fine at following patterns, but I would struggle making patterns of my own, because looking at how things are made, how things look like in 3D, my brain can't deconstruct it and put it into 2D. Oh, my phone still has battery. Let's check on the battery status. If not, we're going to have to default to the other crappy cam. Ooh. I'm down to 10% battery. Uh-oh. I might need to switch to... how can I do that? I can't really do that. I need to charge my phone somehow, but the USB-C port is being taken by the microphone, so no idea how that's going to work. I'm going to just hope that this call holds up for another 45 minutes, because after that I need to go anyway. Maybe we'll do a bit of sewing as well. Right. Let's cut this bit. Honestly, I come for the community. That, and I like to annoy you because I've always felt sibling vibes from you. Are you like the annoying older brother or younger? I'm not sure actually if you're older or younger than me. That is done. Russian roulette stream. Voila! 2 side balls done. Yay! I cut all my pieces. Yay! Now I need to pin everything forever and start sewing. Before I do that though, I will need to set up the bobbin for the other. I'll need to set up the bobbin for thread on the machine. Okay. So, okay, side gauze are done. I shall put away this fabric because I don't need it anymore. And then we will start pinning stuff. And I usually start with, oh no, I'm not done cutting. There's a bit more shaping I need to do to the front and back just to make sure that the shoulders sit nicely, which I can do in a second once I'm done with this. Stay hydrated. Okay. So another bit of teaching. I actually want to learn some, wait, phase 1 complete. Yeah, I actually want to learn something, but I am already lost. But I'm not a very good teacher either. If you meant like learning how to sew. Okay, so if you remember, this rectangular piece is going to be the front and then the back. I haven't yet cut the neckline, which I should do now. Actually, that would be a good thing to start doing. The problem is I haven't really figured out which kind of neckline we were going to do on this dress. Because I could do a simple round neckline, or I could do some slightly fancier stuff, which would be like this. Has a keyhole neckline. As you can see, there's like a slit in the front, which kind of looks like a keyhole. And Vikings used to like that a lot, but also later periods. The reason why you would do a slit like that is so that the neck can be a little bit more closed up, and the slit helps your head go through, essentially. Vikings would love closing this with a nice little brooch here, to kind of keep the slit nice and closed. But yeah, this has been made. It looks like it's the embroidery is like an applique, and the neckline has been added afterwards, which is not a bad way to do it, to be fair. I've not tried that before, but it feels like it would be a good way to add embroidery, because you can embroider that piece first and then tack it on top. But it also means that you need to hand stitch all of that by hand so that you can't see the machine stitching. So I am a bit too lazy and not experienced enough, plus I don't really have nice embroidery to do, so I think I'm just going to stick with a normal neckline. I don't know yet if I am meant to do a keyhole neckline like this or just a round one. So I think what I'll do for now is I'll just open up enough for there to be some sort of neck, and then if needed I'll do a slit. I may actually, one thing that I had discussed with the person who's commissioning this dress from me is potentially doing like a how to call it, not sure what the correct term for it is. It is, but like a piece of fabric of a different color that would be appliqued on top. It's nice because it looks different, but it helps also reinforce the fabric around the neckline. So maybe I will do something like that. One other content creator that I follow who does a lot of, who's a reenactor, Viking era reenactor, and recently started a new channel and started doing videos, has actually made a video on my request, actually a video on how to do that like contrasting neckline thing. So I think I am going to try that. I don't know if I'll try it on this dress, but I definitely want to try it. So maybe I'll take that opportunity to try it on this dress, and I could do the adult that who's the uncle of this the child I'm making this dress for, has also asked me to make him a tunic, and his tunic is going to be this blue, and I quite like the combo of these two colors. So maybe for her neckline, if I do a contrasting neckline, I could do it with this blue. And for his blue, I could do it with this, and it would kind of be cute if they were both kind of matching inverted colors. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, this could be an option. I will ask him what he thinks and what he wants. But yeah, I think I might try that. But for now, I'll just open up a hole, sew up, do all the cuts and sew up everything, and then the neckline I'll probably do last or later once I figured out what needs to be done. Okay, so first of all, I need to shape a little bit the top bit. So we made the measurement to, or the rectangles to the widest measurement, which was around the hip area, and for women it will usually be the case. But what I need to do now is taper it a little bit to fit a little bit like more tightly around the waist, and also take the shoulder measurements and make sure that it's not too wide and doesn't fall too low on the shoulders as well. So I will basically cut some bits and shape it. As you can see, I don't know if you can see very well on this tunic. So the gauze are starting here. And as you can see, if I just tuck in the gauze, it kind of tapers a bit. So it's not like a straight rectangle. Here it goes a little bit tighter, and then again a little bit wider at the shoulder. Usually you do have that shape so that it follows the shape of your body, because you're usually a little bit tighter at the waist than at the hips. Not everyone is, but this child is, so that's what I'm going to do. Tasty Mystery Me saying, to be honest, I saw a Gwen notification and expected Valheim, but stayed for Gwen's generally entertaining streams. Thank you. I am glad that you are entertained. A very chill stream for this one. But I will be streaming actually in about 2 hours time. I will be streaming No Map Valheim. So I'm going back to Valheim. I'm doing like a double whammy streaming thing with a very short break in between, where I will be running around trying to put all the lights back up in the other room. So yeah, the blue looks like troll hide. Oh my gosh, now that you've said it. Oh no, I cannot unsee it. It is like troll hide. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna mention it to him, because he also plays Valheim, and he's gonna hate it. Too late, the fabric is bought. But also, if there's any spare, I might make myself use the spare fabric to make myself like a Gwen troll tunic, like the short one. I do have another blue fabric that you might have seen. I made a wool Viking tunic with it for my partner, which is a bit too big for me. But I do have some spare of that fabric too, and that's wool. And I was considering doing like a historically accurate version of the troll hide tunic, Viking style. I don't know if I have enough fabric for long sleeves. Just long sleeves would be more accurate. But if there's enough of this left, I might make myself, because this is linen, I might make it and just use it as just general everyday wear for the summer, because linen is actually quite nice. So thanks for that idea. I'll be using this as a cosplay piece of troll leather. Cool. So what else? Hi Zom Zero, welcome. We should go back to wearing medieval clothing. I always believe I was born in the wrong era. Give me a sword and a tunic and point me to a battle. Yes. Did you say, was it you who said you've done a bit of LARPing before? And that's not an insane idea. Historical clothes always have been very well made, and they use very sensible materials. Exactly, that's why I love historical clothing, because they use natural fibers, which is a lot more sustainable and much better for the planet, and much better for your body as well, because linen especially, but also cotton, is very good at like making it breathes very well, but it also is good for absorbing humidity and moisture and stuff. So when you're sweating, it absorbs it and helps it not stick to your body. So linen and cotton are very good for that. And wool has a lot of great properties as well. Main one, as everyone knows, is keeping you very warm. So wool in the winter is great. So yeah, I really like that aspect of historical clothing. The fibers and the materials that they use are generally a lot better. So yeah, I've actually, even before I started reenactment, I had started the process of like slowly replacing all my wardrobe with only natural fibers. I just now absolutely hate synthetic fibers, like anything polyester and stuff like that. It just feels so plasticky. I hate it. And it also is gross. Like in the summer, you sweat in it and you're like marinating in your sweat. It's gross. So yeah, I always go for natural fibers anyway, but that's only one aspect of it. The other thing I really like about historical clothing that is also very sustainable is that people used to mend their clothes. If something was broken, they wouldn't just throw it away and buy a new one. They would actually mend and adapt their clothes. So someone, Rune, I think you were asking earlier about children's clothes, historically, how that would work with children growing out of it and stuff. And the reality is they would usually just adapt the clothing to fit the person as they grow or as they change in shape. So even things like for women when they were pregnant, like maternity clothes were a thing, but simply just adding more panels of fabric to adapt to the body changing shape and size was a very common thing, and that's a lot more sustainable than buying loads of new clothes all the time. So yeah, and then also, especially for like the lower class people who couldn't really afford new clothes, they would just also do a lot of like hand-me-downs and just tailor clothes that they picked up from someone else and stuff like that. So if you look at vintage or antique garments, you often see a lot of alterations made to them. A lot of alterations throughout time as different people would wear those garments. And also, to Canarus's point, who was saying that things, or someone else who was saying that things were a lot better made. Yes, the fabric quality that they used the fabric that they used was much better quality. A lot of it was like hand woven or woven using more artisanal methods, I guess, less industrial. Which meant that the fabrics could withhold the test of time and multiple alterations. So yeah, usually when you pick up, I love vintage clothing. I have a couple of vintage pieces myself, and oftentimes, like even the weight of the fabric, it just feels much better quality, and that helped as well. So so people could just keep wearing the same clothes, and often people who had like nice clothes, they would not have loads of different outfits and loads of different clothes. They would have just a very small number of sets of clothes. They would have probably some everyday wear, some night wear, and some like Sunday clothes to go, like at least in Europe, in Catholic Europe, to go to church. They would have like the nice Sunday clothes for church. But yeah, if you ask even most of our grandparents' generation still had that, where my grandparents would not have that many clothes. They would mend everything, and they would just alter things as they would need. And yeah, they would have the nice clothes for church, and then like the everyday clothes, or nice church clothes for certain occasions, and that was it. And yeah, I find that is a much better approach to clothing and fashion in general, rather than fast fashion. A lot more sustainable. Also forces you to think a bit more about the practicality and the context of your clothing, rather than being like, oh, that t-shirt looks cool, I'm gonna buy it, and then never wear it. People would actually take care of their clothes a bit better, and so on. And I just kind of like that. So yeah, historical clothing is pretty good. Modern clothing also, in a lot of ways, is really rubbish. Like historical clothing, especially women's wear, because women's wear has changed a lot through time compared to men's wear. There's a lot of things that are just a lot more practical in historical clothing. If someone says pockets, that's one of them. But just in general, I think the fits and stuff were, I don't know, feels a bit better. But anyway, I will stop now my little lecture about historical clothing. I will stop nerding out and keep working on this. What is it one saying? Yeah, you did role playing in the 90s, mainly on Nork. Okay. Everyday wear is just tracksuit. Something about it is just comfortable. Yeah, especially working from home. We didn't start to throw things away like we do until the Industrial Revolution. Exactly. Well, because yeah, the whole Industrial Revolution made the price of everything much cheaper, but also the decline of the quality comes from that as well. Pick fabrics, get them tailored, and use them for decades. Yeah, that's the way to go. I'm not very good at altering stuff, though. I've never really tried altering clothes, but it's it's certainly something that I would love to do. But I also love picking up vintage clothing, like vintage wear, just because I find the quality is much better. I mean, like if something has survived from the 50s or 60s all the way to now, it is really a true testament of its quality. Like if you picked up something from H&M now and expected to be able to wear it in like 60, 70 years time, no chance. I mean, the stuff, the clothes now don't even last 3 washes. They're usually completely like worn out and falling apart after a couple of washes. So historical way of cleaning clothes and washing garments is another great interesting topic to dive into, but I am not going to nerd out about that because also I don't know that much about that topic. But I watched a couple of videos from other historical fashion the way we wash our clothes in the washing machine is really not A, not hygienic, B, not sustainable, and C, not good for the garments at all. So there's food for thought. Actually, do you want me to nerd out about it? Because I can nerd out. Hello, am I back? I hope my sound is back. Sorry about that. I think my now it's a musical stream. Yeah, I think my phone died. Is out of battery, so hopefully you can hear me through the. Please stand by. Music is spitting. Yeah, so this is my backup. I had a backup. Hey, so this is my webcam. So the quality is not as good, but hopefully it's good enough for at least carrying on with this. And hopefully you can hear me fine. You can hear me loud and clear. Okay, well the AirPods are now suddenly working and I can hear music through it, so I don't know what it was about earlier. Let me just quickly go charge my phone. So this is the setup. This is my lovely Google Pixel. Which has a really good camera, which is why I'm using it, and it's attached to a little microphone here. And this is the stand that I usually use for my camera when I'm streaming. So there's that. But as you can see, the microphone is connected to the USB-C port, which I use for charging the phone. So I can't actually charge the phone and use the mic at the same time, which is kind of a flaw of this whole system, because you would need to charge the phone really like fully to be able to use this. But anyway, I'll be right back. Well, I can keep talking while I walk around the house. Now that I've got AirPods, you can probably hear me still. I'm gonna go and charge my phone in case I want to switch and use it again.
But yeah, I did the mistake of, well, I spent so much time testing this whole setup that I didn't actually charge my phone fully, or it was charged fully and then it wasn't because I was testing for a while. So, so yeah, so my phone wasn't fully charged, and now I know that it won't last a 3-hour stream if it's not fully charged. I need an adapter. Yeah, maybe some sort of thing to have like a double, what do you call it? A double USB-C is what you're talking about. It's really weird. I can hear the music, but through only one ear. Like only one of the AirPods is working, which is weird because they're also fully charged. So let me actually put this one back in the case and put it back on, see if it fixes it. But yeah, how is the sound, the voice sound compared to what I was using before? Better, worse? It'd be good to know. Hopefully it's not too bad. Cool. Well, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was tracing stuff. All right, I'll get back to that. Let's see, can I... this is gonna be less easy to sort out, but... a wireless charger. Oh yeah, one of those like back things. I could use that indeed. All right. So yeah, so what I was doing is adding just that bit of shaping. I think at the... you can probably see it quite well here. Actually, this camera is not too bad, is it? Slightly more muffled or bassy, the sound. Like, yeah, I think it's only one of the AirPods that's working. I have no idea why. Might try to take them both off and put them back on. Yep, only one working. No idea why. You don't hear the room echo with this one. Yeah, because this one is like made for calls, I guess. Yeah, so what I was trying to show you guys earlier was here where the shoulder sits. When she tried on the dress the other day, it fit perfectly, so I will definitely want to have the seams and the shoulders sitting at the same spot. But where the fabric ends is about 2 inches wide, which is too much for a seam. So I'm going to cut it down to about 1 inch and cut the fabric a little bit on each side, just to make sure that it doesn't, when I do the sewing, that it doesn't fall too far down, because this was a pretty good fit. So now that I've got that, I need to just join the 2 lines, I guess. Maybe do a bit of that curve. If you do a curve on the sleeve, it just tends to sit a bit better. So I'm gonna add that little curve in. And I eyeball everything because, well, that's how I do things. It generally seems to work, so why overcomplicate things when you don't need to? So here, about 1 inch out. Yeah. Yeah, adding a bit of a waistline so that it doesn't look like a rectangle when she's wearing it. Cool. So do you want to know why people wore linen underdresses? It is relevant to our conversation about modern fashion and clothing and how to wash clothing. And let's face it, I'm dying to nerd out on you again, so... the rotary cutter again, wish me luck. I feel like I'm gonna regret this. Right. Oh, before I do that, let's make sure that I've lined up the two fabrics nicely. I'd probably pin it, but then that's effort, and I'm not going to pin that. Yeah, it works. Oh, actually, no, it's fine. It's linen, so it will stretch. All good. Let's do this. Woo! Oh, that didn't cut at all. Great. I should drink more water. I've not hydrated very well in the past day. Okay. Kinda works. Not the best, but... Alright. What's saying? Yes, please. Wool is itchy. Yes! Both those reasons. Wool is itchy, so you probably don't want to be wearing wool straight on your bare skin. Unless you can't afford anything but wool, in which case you just have to suck it up and wear the itchy wool against your bare skin. Yeah, linen underclothes, undergarments. We wear underwear. Our underwear is very minimal. We wear pants, and then for ladies, we wear bras. Bras are mostly worn for breast support more than anything, because it doesn't actually protect your skin from anything. So it's mostly breast support. But yeah, the underpants that we wear these days, the modern underpants, are very teeny tiny. They only cover basically your butt and your genitals, which is fine. But underwear in historical fashion and in times pre-industrial revolution was actually covering most of the body, and you would have what essentially looks like a nightgown. Which is an under tunic or underdress that would be pretty much like this. It would cover your whole body, the arms, underarms, all the way down. Usually for men, for example, and some eras for women, it would only come to the knee or just past the butt. But the whole point of it is that it's not only protecting your skin from the garments that you put over. So, for example, if you're wearing scratchy wool things over, you don't feel it on your skin. But it also protects the outer garments from you and your dirty, dirty body, because human bodies are gross. We sweat, we mostly sweat, and that over time will, of course, not be good for fabrics and for garments. So the main reason why people wore underdresses was mostly to make sure that the outer garments could be worn for a very long time and not need as much cleaning. Because if you're wearing an under tunic that's linen, for example, that you sweat in, most of the sweat will be absorbed by that undergarment and won't get onto the outer garment, which means you only need to wash one piece of fabric, one piece of garment, of clothing. And your outer clothes you wouldn't really need to wash as often. You would only kind of spot clean it or brush it if it's heavy fabrics and stuff like that. And it would be just much easier, because also wool, washing and drying wool would be a bit of a pain. So hence why underdresses, under tunics. And if we compare it to everyday clothes that we wear now in modern times, it's actually one of the problems, and one of the reasons we have to wash our clothes so much is because we wear them on our bare skin. And so by doing that, we end up having to wash our clothes all the time, especially if we wear them in warmer climates and so on, because we sweat in them, and that is not nice, and then we need to clean them. So that's because, for example, if you're wearing a t-shirt or something, you're wearing it straight over your skin, and there's no under garments to protect that outer garment with from your sweat. So yeah, another reason why historical garments were a little bit more clever and a little bit better and more sustainable. And also, this inner garment, you could have multiple of these underdresses that you change up and clean and rotate, while your outer garments, which are probably the more expensive ones to make, because they're different fabrics, they're better made, they have decoration on it, etc., etc. You'd just be able to wear every day if you wanted. So yeah, that's kind of the story. I like it when you talk dirty. Don't like to pin fabrics, but like to poke yourself with pins. No, that's why I try not to use the pins, because I keep poking myself with pins. Right, should I try to make a neck hole? I should. I'm gonna trace it first. So here it falls in. But yeah, no, I think I like the idea of having under things that you wear and that you wash under, instead of wearing clothes straight on your body. And also linen is much nicer in the summer anyway. It's much nicer to wear, and it breathes better. Four and a half. That's how wide it needs to fall, but I'm gonna cut a little bit in to leave enough for hem. I'm gonna make it come down to about there. For now, it's probably gonna be too small, but I prefer starting small with the neckline and then adjusting and widening it as needed, because, well, if I screw it up and I cut too wide, then it looks silly. So also I need to, so for the neckline, you cut it differently front and back, because obviously your neck doesn't sit right in the middle of your shoulders. It's not like a perfect circle that is centered on your shoulders. Your neck your neck aligns more with your back and comes further down at the front. So if you look at clothes, they're coming down, like the circle is coming down further at the front than it is at the back. So we have to account for that when we cut the holes here. We don't want to be cutting like the same kind of depth of a hole at the front and at the back, because otherwise the neckline at the back is going to hang really low and it's going to look stupid. So I can't cut the two at the same time. I need to separate them and do a slightly less cut back than it is the front, which I typically eyeball. I think there's better ways to do it so that it sits nicely. Ideally, when you lay the fabric, when you sew this together and you lay the fabric straight, it's supposed to be like a full circle. I never managed to make it a full circle. If we look at this one, for example, because of the way the neck has been sewn on, like the embroidery bit, it's not quite a full circle. Even if you pull it apart, it's like, it's not a perfect circle. So yeah. Yeah, so I need to somehow make this curve slightly different at the front and at the back. And then from there we'll figure out if we will need to make a slit or not. Or if we want to make a slit or not. In fact, I should probably have it come down lower anyway. I'm totally eyeballing this. I'm not very good with necklines, by the way. So don't take this as an instructional, because it probably is the wrong way of doing it. Better to start small, easier to redo if too small. Absolutely. Absolutely. Once it is cut, it will be cut. So, but I could always, if I really screw it badly, I could always use the same technique as as it was made here, meaning like having a separate neck piece that is appliqued on both sides. It's like a piece that's folded and that just is like grabbing the other fabric and sewn on on both sides. It's a terrible explanation, but hopefully you get the gist. Right, so I'm going to do this with scissors for precision work, because I don't trust those rotary cutters. I don't know where I put my scissors though. Probably sat on them. Oh, there they are. Okay. So I will cut the back piece first and then the front piece. And I will cut smaller than the traced line I've done to allow for seam. You found it interesting, Tasty Mystery Meat. I'm glad you enjoyed my little historical lecture. I do feel like under things should make a comeback. I was thinking of trying to make myself some sort of like linen t-shirt that I could wear under things. Especially like in the winter, I'm always cold, so I always wear sweaters like this. And I always wear something underneath, but I'm thinking those things that I wear underneath, it would be nice if they were linen rather than whatever fabric I've got in my wardrobe. So yeah. Okay, so we've got the front neck piece. It's not very, the curve is not very defined, and same at the back, mostly because I don't want to screw it up, and I would rather like try to fit it first and test it on the subject before cutting further. Another thing, so we've done, as you can see, we've done a bit of shaping here, so it's wider at the shoulders, then it goes in where the arms are going to attach, and then it goes in at the waist before going back out for the hips. Another thing that usually we do is people don't have just straight horizontal shoulders. Shoulders are usually a bit slanted, so we want to also allow for that. So you can see it a little bit actually on here as well. I don't know if you can see it that well because of the angle, but it is a bit slanted. So what I will do is I will also cut the shoulder pieces in a slight angle so that they are slanted on the shoulders rather than being straight up, because if I leave them like this, like straight, that bit is going to hang high and be kind of weird. It's going to be like shoulder pads, going to look very 80s, so that's not really the look we're going for. So here as well, I usually eyeball things and see how it goes. Yeah, a cut to be about an inch down on that side. Ooh. There we go. Voila. Now it's starting to look more like actual clothing, isn't it? Cool. So I should be able to get on with sewing, but it is going to be 7 p.m. already. And I need to like sort out my bobbin and stuff, and that's going to take a while. So what I think, and also I'm using this webcam, which is now attached to a PC, which means I can't move it over to that sewing table that I've set up over there. So I think what I'll do instead is start pinning the arms and everything to make sure that it's all like ready to be sewn. And then I will probably close off the stream because I am streaming again in an hour, and I will be streaming Valheim in an hour, so I will need to quickly transition everything over, and also have dinner in between somehow. So let's do some pinning. So this bit is going to be pretty easy. All we need to do is pin those. So normally there is a right side and a wrong side of the fabric, but honestly with stuff like that, like linen, or at least this kind of linen, it's so hard to tell that I can't tell. I can't tell which sides are matching. Oh, maybe it's like the opposite. But yeah, that's another thing to pay attention to. If you make clothes with fabric that's a little bit more has a right side up and wrong side up, is to just make sure that you're attaching the right sides. So that it matches on both ends. The music stopped. Is that the end of the playlist already? Is it? Is it? Let's see. What do you call the cut that goes down from the front neckline so that you get the head through? It's a slit. You can call it a keyhole neckline. That's usually how people call it. A keyhole neckline because it looks like a keyhole. All right, so let's put on the playlist. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Chill step, like what is that? Let's check out chill step. Or do you want hip hop? Let's do some hip hop. Is it gonna be hip hop? Doesn't sound like hip hop. We'll see. We're exploring here. We're being pioneers. Oh, okay. That's the hip hop beat. I get it. I get it. What was I gonna check? What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, right sides together and then pinning. Ow. Stop pinning your fingers. Oh yeah, another thing that I will be doing is on all the bits that require a lot of sewing, I'm super lazy, so I will make French seams, which is a way to make hems machine stitch but not visible. So that so basically when you sew, you could just sew that way and then turn it inside out, and out from the outside it looks good, but the inside will be this mess of a fabric that's fraying. So what you need to do on all your inside seams is you need to hem them, which means basically close off the edges so that they don't fray. There's lots of different methods to do that. If you look at any of your garments, like the bottom of my jeans here, it's basically, this is a rolled hem, which means it's been rolled over and then machine stitched over. Anything that you would wear that is like a fabric that frays will have some sort of inside hem. If you look at your clothes now, you'll see it. And there's different ways of doing it. With linen, because linen tends to fray a lot, and if you let it fray too much, then the fabric will basically start unraveling, and then it will basically destruct at the seams. So there's ways to do it like historically, so that it's not too... there's ways to do it historically, which means hand stitching, but there's also ways to do it by machine. The neatest way, that's the least time consuming, is the French seam method, which I think has been used actually on this dress, which I can show you how it looks like. Oh, let me scooch over. In Sweden, it's called a sprund. Oh, a sprund? Okay, good to know. So yeah, so this is a French seam, which is, as you can see, the fabric has been encased on itself, which makes it... I don't know, try to angle the light here. Oh, no, good. Oh, no, that's not good at all. All right, let's ignore the light. Hopefully you can see a little bit. So the fabric has been encased on itself, and you can do that by machine. And the way you do it is basically you do one first stitch, put the fabric inside out, flatten it where you've done your seam, and then stitch over it. Let me show you. And then stitch over it again, and then you turn it around again, and then you've got this little flap, which is the two raw edges are encased inside this this seam. So it's a neat way to do it, and to do it by machine, and to make it quite durable, because there's no way that the fabric can fray in there, because it's like so tightly encased it can't actually unravel. So yeah, so I do this on most of my garments. Other ways to do it is, for example, rolling the seams of, rolling the edges of the two garments, and then like you could either top stitch it by machine, but that would be visible on the outside, which is not good for reenactment and historical garments. So the way a lot of people would do it is they would roll the seam and then hand stitch it down, like tack it down. But I'm really bad at hand sewing and it takes a long time, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the quick and easy French seam method, which is why I left so big of a seam allowance, is because I'm going to be sewing it inside out like twice, so it needs to be big enough that I can fold it over itself twice, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. The only thing is, I can't really, or I tend to not do it for things like the shoulder seams or other like complicated bits like the connection of the arm to here, because again it involves so much like folding inside out and out again that my brain just hurts if there's too many parts involved. So I ain't gonna do that. So for the shoulders and stuff, it's gonna be just a simple stitch, and then I'll hand hem it. Which actually, that's a good point. How was it done here? Oh, interesting. This one doesn't have a shoulder seam because it was cut out of one long panel. I should have done that too. That's good to know. Yeah, you can do that. Vikings especially used to do that a lot with their garments. It was like one long piece of rectangle that they folded on each other, then made a hole at the top, and so that there's no shoulder seam. That is a good way of doing it. I'm not sure I'm digging this hip-hop vibe. Oh, so this person who made this managed to do a French seam even on the bit that attaches the arm. Basically all the way around. That's cool. I'm not sure how to do that. Huh. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that is made. So I'm gonna just hand stitch. It's a small dress for a small person, so I don't need to do too much hand stitching. So it should be fine. I'll do it on the next Podheim recording or something. Okay, let's put some synthwave on. Or some EDM. Let's put some EDM. Oh no, I don't like this. Synthwave. Synthwave. Alright. Drink water. Water. Spilt water all over myself. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. So pins there, and then I can put those bits to the side, and then I'll pin the arms, and then I think I will have to pull it after that. Ooh, that's some nice 80s sounding groovy synthwave. Okay. So pinning the arms is pretty easy. Basically just that bit where we've cut it so that it folds. Just need to pin alongside, and then I will do the French seam method on this side, and then I will attach the underarm gussets, those little diamonds that we cut, to both, and sew those bits, and then I will sew the whole arm piece to the body of the dress. Oh, is that my mom? That will be great for your own child when you get one, Dad. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. But of course you had to come in here and say that. That's Asian parents for you people. They will not leave you alone about having kids and getting married. The thing is, the more they say that, the less I want kids. So, joke's on them. Oh. Okay. Oh. So that, and then I will need to... Okay, so this is the bit where it gets a little bit tricky, or I have to do a bit of mental gymnastics. Canaris is laughing his ass off. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Canaris. Okay, so this is going to be the right side up, so I need to... usually what I do is I stitch this first, do the French seam thing, and then I stitch this on, rather than trying to French stitch this. But you know what? I'm feeling adventurous, so maybe I should try to do this. In which case, I need to put it on as if it's gonna be... Wait, see? Oh, that's where my brain can't compute anymore. this needs to be like this, which means I need to sew this like that. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's try that. It might go horribly wrong. You won't know until, well, until I carry on this another day. Which brings me to the question: would you want to watch again next time when I do carry on? Would you be interested in seeing the sewing piece now that we've done all the cutting and measuring? Which is, to be fair, we've done the most difficult part. The difficult part is really this, is like getting all the pieces together, cut, measured, pinning everything, and then the sewing bit usually goes pretty fast, especially if you're machine stitching, because by then you've done all the mental gymnastics already, and all you need to do is stitch everything. So yeah, I'm curious to know if you guys would want to again. Hi, Morning Darkness. Thanks for joining in. I knew you would enjoy this. Like everyone on their best behavior. Yes. And Canaris also with your with your parents like that. Yeah, that's a problem of certain cultures, isn't it? Is like the pressure to build a family or have kids, that kind of stuff. The thing is, I don't really conform to those things, so too bad for my parents. They're gonna have to wait until one of my siblings has kids, and at this rate it probably won't be my sister either, so. But it's kind of funny though. Well, I have to laugh about it because otherwise it just drives me mad, but yeah, like every family reunion, every time, it's like every opportunity is, oh, when are you getting married? When are you having kids? Never is the answer. So yeah, I'm happy to make clothes for other kids, other people's kids. It's fine, fun. I already have like a troublesome dog. That's enough. Plus, I wouldn't be able to do all these hobbies if I had kids. So. See you around, Canaris. Yeah, you'll catch my next stream in a bit, in an hour. And Zom Zero, all my kids are growing up and moved out. Now I have grandkids, but the best thing is I can give them back when they're driving me mad. Yeah, that's nice. Still in 99. Love this stream. Hope to catch you next if you do. Griffin has adopted you as a new auntie. Yeah, I love that. I actually really like kids, and kids seem to really like me for some reason. And I used to do loads of babysitting and so on. I love kids. I just don't want them of my own. So yeah, I'm happy with being the cool aunt for other people's kids. That's totally fine, totally suitable for me. I would spoil them rotten. When I do come and visit you, Morning Darkness, I am going to spend so much time with Griffin. It's going to be like I'm visiting him, not you. But yeah, I really enjoy kids. They're fun. Yeah, definitely need to come. I was telling Jirok, Morning Darkness, if I'm at my company in August, I would be going to Vegas for a work conference. And if I am going to Vegas, I am definitely going to extend my trip and do a detour to come and see you and Jirok in sunny California. So yeah, I will definitely put that in the calendar. Hopefully you guys are around then. And hopefully the weather is not going to be, it's going to be scorching hot. I don't know how I'm going to survive Vegas in August. Well, the answer is probably I'm going to be in the conference center all day anyway, so that won't be too bad. But yeah, that will be really cool if I do get to see you. I kind of want to do a bit of a tour of all the people that I know from Jirok servers, all the friendships I've built and all the friends I've made, and go see a bunch of people. Probably mostly the people located in Europe because it is a bit closer. But if I do go to the US, I will definitely be up for meeting up if anyone is in that area. It's almost... He's already almost a meter tall. Wow. I really also, if I'm going to visit you in California, I know it's like nowhere near where you live, but I would like to go to Disneyland. So if you had planned a trip to Disneyland with your little boy, I would be totally up for that, and that way you have a few more people to assist with mobility and such. I would be totally down for that. I am an absolute child myself, especially when it comes to Disney stuff and rides. But yeah, it is quite ways away from where you and Jirok are, so. Half is coming over today to play D&D. Are you kidding me? Half? What? I didn't know he lived in the area. What? Is he really in California? I thought he was somewhere else. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, please say hi to Half for me. And please, please, please send a picture of you two together. That would be so cool. Half came to London to attend a wedding some months ago, but we couldn't catch each other, so... An hour away. Okay, that's good to know. Cool, so arms are pinned, ready to be sewn together at some point. I am not going to bother pinning the side gauze to the main bit of the dress, because anyway, by sewing other things like the arms and stuff, the more I move the fabric, the pins would fall out, and then I'll have pins everywhere, and it will be a pain. So usually what I do is I first sew the shoulder bits together, and then I sew the arm pieces so that they're like, oh no, see, there's already a pin that fell off. Then I do the those bits, the arm bits, so that they're kind of ready to be attached. And as you can see here, that's how the thing will go. And then once those bits are sewn together, then I attach them to the shoulders. And once that is done, what? Abu child for Disney. I don't know what you mean, Mum. I'm sure it's something half Japanese, half French, but I do not know what that is about. So then I will just need to attach them to the body of the dress, and then once that is done, then I sew the bits under the arm, so the kind of the waist bit, and then I do the gauze. And then the final thing that will be left to do is obviously like fitting the dress on the small person, making sure that it all fits, figuring out what the neckline is going to be, and then hemming, also figuring out the length of the sleeves, because I'm pretty sure these sleeves are going to be way too long, but that's fine, that's on purpose. I will cut them down, and then I will basically have to hem everything, and all the hems on the neckline and the bottom of the dress, and the arms the cuffs have to be done by hand. And I see that my mom has decided to come in here and basically be mean to me, so thanks for that. I can say such things about myself. I do not want you to say that about me. So yeah, good thing that this is the end of the stream anyway. Yeah, so that was it. I will now need to move all my setup back to the other room so that I can stream some Valheim in 40 minutes. And I need to also eat because I'm getting quite hungry. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope... Let me stop the music for a bit. Where is that? Okay, cool. So So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want part 2 at some point. I will probably need to carry on with that dress and do the sewing bit, and then kind of, I think this is kind of a good project because it's quite small, so it fits nicely on the screen to show you how a dress is made. Yes, if you're watching, don't forget to hit the like button. That would be much appreciated. And yeah, let me know if you could let me know in the comments, like not the comments of the live chat, but in the actual comments once the VOD is out, once I end the stream. If you want more of this type of streams and content, do leave a comment to let me know. I will be judging by the number of comments I get. If I don't get many, I will just assume that people are not interested, and I will just carry on doing that off stream and doing more Valheim content. If you really enjoyed this and you want to see more of it, please do leave a comment to let me know. And yeah, I will see you in about an hour, less than an hour, for No Map Adventures. Very different vibe. It will be more chaotic, but this was a nice chill stream. I enjoyed it. It took me ages to set up, but it was pretty fun. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and see you in less than an hour. Bye.